我们各位现场的同修、好朋友们，以及我们正在网络收看直播的网友朋友们，大家早上好。
A very good morning to everyone, including those on the internet which viewing us today.
我是菩提禅修的物资，所在
I'm
的位置
Wu
呢
from
是
Bodhi
台
Meditation.
湾、台北、南港、
I'm
展
at
览馆。
Taipei City,
菩提禅
Nangang
修
Exhibition
正在
Center.
盛大举行浴佛节吉祥大加持法会。
We are here
非常感恩，
celebrating
也
Bathing the
非常
Buddha
欢喜，
Blessing
我
Ceremony.
们一同的聚在一起，来欢
We are
庆
very delighted
佛
that we
陀
can gather
圣
here
诞节
together
日。
to celebrate Buddha's
在台
birthday.
湾，我们非常的幸福，也非常的荣幸，因为呢，我们即将迎来
We are very
菩提
honored
法门宗师
today
金菩提
to have
禅
the
师莅
opportunity
临现
to
场，
welcome
给大家
Master
带
JinBodhi
来
to
吉
be
祥的
here
加
in
持
Taiwan
和
to
慈悲
provide
的开
us with
示。
auspicious blessing
台
and
湾人
compassionate teaching.
非常感恩金菩提禅师，感恩师父把菩提禅修的妙
Taiwanese are very
法
grateful to
带
Master
到台湾
JinBodhi
来，
for
利
bringing
益
this
台
great
湾的
method
很多很多
to
人们，
us.
让台湾
Many of
人
us have
有
benefited
机
from the
缘
method.
认识师父，跟随金菩提禅师修行菩提禅修的妙法，
Many
获
of us
得
have the
身心的
opportunity
健康。
to follow Master's
从师
footsteps.
父的故乡到北美的温哥华、多伦多、纽约、
Practitioners from all around
洛
the
杉
world,
矶、旧
including
金山，来
New
到台
York,
湾、
Vancouver,
韩国、香港、
Toronto,
新加坡、马来、
San
印
Francisco,
尼，还有
LA,
远到澳洲的
Taiwan,
这个墨尔本。
Indonesia,
现在呢，
Hong Kong,
全
Malaysia,
球
Singapore,
菩提的
as
足
well as
迹
Australia.
走了20几个国家，有30
There are
几个
many,
道
many
场。
practitioners
我
from
们
many of
每
these
一个
centers all
人
around the world.
身上都有一个
And every one
非
of us
常
have a very
美好的
beautiful
故事。
story.
这个美好的故事，是因为我认识金菩提禅师而拥有的。
We have these
所以我
beautiful
们
stories
也想
because
把我们
of
受
our
益的
encounter
这些
with
方
Master
法
JinBodhi.
去告诉更多
And that's why
更
we
多的
like
人。
to
于是呢，
share
我们现
what
在
we've
全
gotten
球
with
所有
more
的道
people.
场，所有的师兄弟，都大部分就像我这样的
And
人
that's why
留下来，
there are many
因感
practitioners
动
after
因
they
感
learn the
恩
method,
而在
they
这里
continue to
做服
stay
务
at
人
the
的事
center to
情。
be a volunteer.
那我相信呢，我们今天来到现场的同学们，一定是会特别期
And I
待
believe
想
that
见到
everyone
师
who are
父。
present
大
here
家说是
today
不是？
are really looking
是
forward to
哈，
meet masters in
那我们
person.
就
Is it
响
true?
起热烈的掌
Let
声，
us clap
一起
to
欢喜
welcome
恭迎我们尊贵的金菩提禅师进入会
Master JinBodhi
场。
to enter the hall.
欢迎师父，
Welcome, Master.
师父好。
好，大家好，大家好，
Hello, everyone.
欢迎大家，大家好。
恭请师父佛前上香礼拜。
Master is going to burn incense before the Buddha and pray to the Buddha. Let's follow Master Jing in this holy ritual.
来礼拜，在师父礼拜的时候，那我们就鞠躬致意。
When Master prostrate before the Buddha,
大慈大
you may
悲的
just
佛
bow
陀，
and wherever you are.
天地间最尊贵的觉者，我以至真至纯之心，感恩您的降临。是你的呵护，让我走出荆棘。是你 的妙法，让我身心安康。是你的博爱，让我海纳百川。是你的大愿，让我永世追随。我愿千万次轮回，拜倒在您脚下，寒寒久与您重逢，承接您的法藏。我愿千万次轮回，将您的慈悲播撒，领弱者寻常甘露，让一切众生自在吉祥。是你的目光，让我看透真相。是你的庄严，让我勇于承担。是你的伟德，让我告别懦弱。是你的教化，让我得以觉醒。我愿千万次轮回，拜倒在您脚下，寒恒久与您重逢，承接您的法藏。我愿千万次轮回，将您的慈悲播撒，令弱者
让众生离苦得乐，
让一切众生
去一切疾病，
在吉祥。
去一切烦恼，让众生智慧。
是你的感召，
让人人都有饭吃。
May all gain wisdom. May all have food to eat.
让一切众生心怀慈悲善念。
May all have compassions.
欲望顿开，是你的光芒，让我点燃心灯。是你的慈悲，护佑天下太平。我愿千万次轮回，拜倒在您脚下，寒恒久 佛，承接你的法藏，我愿解万次轮回，向您的慈悲播撒，领弱者品尝甘露，让一切众生自在吉祥。
感恩师父法驾光临台湾。
Thank you, Master, for visiting in Taiwan.
恭请师父慈悲开示。
好，欢迎
We
大家
await Master's compassionate teaching. Welcome, everyone.
好，谢谢。
Thank you.
今天是一个非常吉祥殊胜的好日子。
Today is a very auspicious
今天大
day.
家有缘来参加我们这个浴佛活动，就是最有福气的人。
You are very fortunate to be able to participate in
因为
today's
在
ceremony.
2600多年前，世界上出现了一位最慈悲、
Because 2,600 years
最伟大的
ago
圣人，就是
marked the
释迦
arrival
牟
of
尼
the most compassionate one, and that is Symbolic Buddha, who
那我本人呢
originated Buddhism.
深受佛恩，
Personally,
让我
I
起死
benefited
回
a
生
lot from
让我
Buddhas.
一个就是鲁莽、无名
From an
愚
ignorant
痴
person,
这个重病缠身的一个小
a
孩
poor
子
health kid,
重新获得新生。
I regained
那我在
a new
学
lease
习
of life.
佛法的这个过程之中，本来就是说
In the process
获
of
得了
learning
健
the
康
Buddha Dharma,
我也就会放
I
弃它，
gained my
我
health.
应该正常去读书。
I
可
thought
是
I should go back
这个
to
佛法
school,
中那种慈悲，
but the compassion in Buddha Dharma
那种冥冥之中对
the
我的吸引
depth
力，就让我去
really
更加
attracted
深深
me,
的去攀登，去解
and I
读，
decided
去
to dwell
探究。
deeper into it and to
就是
explore
越学
further.
越觉得发现
The
自己的
more I
浅
learn the
薄
Buddha Dharma,
自己的
the
愚
more
昧
I feel my
自己的
inadequacy,
无知
my
自己的无
ignorance,
能
my inability
自
to
己对几乎
comprehend.
所有的事情的无能为力所以我就一直深入的去学下去。
And that's why I did further research into Buddha Dharma.
那释迦牟尼佛呢，他是一个王子，
Sikamoni
他的父
Buddha
亲当时
was a
是
prince.
一位古印度，今天是靠近尼泊尔地区的一个小国的国王。
His father was a king of a small kingdom near Nepal.
就他的人生经历，我们不能用幸运和不幸来评价他。
It's very difficult for us to judge his life
那
experience.
他的母亲就是把他生了养完之后，
His
很
mother
快就离开了
died
人世
shortly after giving birth to him.
那从小就变成了这样一个有爹没妈的。
From young, he was
那
raised
在这个
mainly by his
慢
father.
慢成长的这个过程之中，我相信他看到了很多
I believe that
人间的
he saw
痛
many
苦
sufferings
烦恼。
in his growing up
比如
years.
说，他从有他自己的思维开始，他面对的就不是亲妈，
For
面对的
example,
是他的姨妈。
the moment when he know
对，
he doesn't
所以
have a
他的
mother,
精
he
神
only
感
has
受
a
上来
grand,
说
he only
也
has
不
an
像面
aunt.
对亲生妈妈那样的
So the
亲切
feelings will be very
和自
different
然
because
撒
it
娇
is not his
纵容
maternal mother
应该他都是有所收
that
敛，
care for him.
会有更多的心灵内在的那种委屈和感受。
He probably have a lot of internal
也因此
struggles.
呢，他特别去体会
And that's
众生
why
的苦。
He was very
时
sensible
常看到
towards the pains
很
of
多人
sentient
因为
beings.
疾病而痛苦折磨，看到很多青壮年因为疾病而不能工作、不能养家糊口，
He saw many sufferings of the old one, of the young, of the sick, and many poor people who suffer from poverty. Some may even have to leave their families. I'm sure all those troubles and sufferings that he saw around him caused a lot of internal struggles for him. He married very young. I do not know what was their karmic bonds that he married young. But one day, one night, he left his kingdom secretly. He wanted to seek liberation. He wanted to seek a method to liberate himself as well as others. The pain that he felt, I'm sure it's not just Sikamoni Buddhas restricted to him, but I'm sure many of us too experience pain and suffering in our life. I see every one of you are very calm. I'm sure, can I suggest that you have no trouble or worries? A saint once said, the troubles of yesterday just ended, and today new troubles arise. It's as good as the pain in the leg just healed, but today you suffer from a toothache. So the pain is different types of pains arises at different moments. When I first heard about this, I thought it is only limited to specific people. But after I make many observations, my conclusion is that everyone has his or her own troubles and worries. We admire the other person, that's because we do not know what is the other person's worries or sufferings. So Buddha, when he was very young, he already experienced that, and he see through that sufferings is not limited to a few people, but many people have some form of sufferings. And that was why he left his kingdom at a very young age, although he was already a husband. And the only purpose is that he wants to seek liberation for sentient beings as well as for himself. But when he left his kingdom, he was lost. Not physically lost, but also mentally lost. Sometimes, when we are unable to free ourselves from our own troubles, we just want to find a place, a quiet place, to allow ourselves to calm our mind. So I believe that when he left, he probably not sure where exactly he want to go. For me, I'm trying to imagine how he felt. I believe that his thinking must be very similar to many of us. Do you know why he left his family? Any one of you know? What I've read in books is that he went to cultivate. The main focus of his cultivation is meditation. According to ancient records, when he was young, his environment, there are some very highly there are many professional cultivators. Why do we acknowledge them as the divine one? Well, usually they are not married. Their whole life focus on meditations or cultivation. Their whole purpose of life is to seek self-liberation. But because they cultivate so diligently, they develop some power, dharmic power. Maybe it's a form of healing power. Maybe it's a form of able to predict the future. Actually, it is true that through cultivations, you may develop some dharmic power. So it was recorded that even as early as during his mother's time, he was surrounded by some divine ones. There are some who came to make predictions about the child's future. Actually, for all these people, they gained awakening. These awakened ones is through meditation. But many of these people are not married. And that's why even till today in India, there are some yogis, professional yogis. They stay in deep mountains or stay in caves to practice visualization, practice yoga. Actually, in India, between May to July, many of them gather around the river to shower. Actually, there are many people like this in ancient time as well, even till today. Actually, for me, I think when he left home, he probably tried to seek some of this yogi master to learn meditation. At that time, he probably wanted to go back to the very basic life, simplistic life. There's this saying that before you can gain liberation, you must understand different forms of sufferings. What is pain? From hunger, from sickness, from emotion. Under such circumstances, how can you still persist? It is not easy to withstand the pains. And there was such a saying that during his time of cultivation, he ate only a grain of rice. Actually, for me, I probably have one pumpkin a day. But that was recorded that he only took a grain of rice every day when he was cultivating, because he wanted to experience the pain. So what was the first pain? Pain arises from hunger. A shortage of food, shortage of clothes, shortage of proper shelter. So he had to suffer extremes weather conditions and hunger and without much clothes. It is the most basic forms of living. Who cares if he was a prince, if he was ever from a kingdom? You need to suffer the pain. And that's why today, when you look at some images of old Buddha, it was a very thin Buddha, the image of very thin Buddha. And that Sikamoni Buddha, when he was cultivating in his early days, was it really like that? I'm not sure, but it was in the record that he ate very little and led a very simple life. So The image that you saw earlier, it was made 2,200 years ago in India. So he cultivated for 7 years. And what happened? There was a change. Because of certain circumstances, looks like he has a bird nest. His hair grew to be like a bird nest, and he didn't shower for many years. His life was not very ordinary, but extreme adversity. He suffered from his own cultivation. So once he decided to have a bath. Do you find that when you're hungry, when you shower, you may faint easily? So let this be a reminder, especially for the aged one. Why is it that some people, after they shower, they faint, especially hot water bath? Especially if they're at a swimming pool, you may become hungry easily. So look at Buddha. He was cultivating for 7 years, and when he showered in the river, he fainted. So there was this saying that he was saved by a girl. Who brought him back. And gave him food. And after some time, he regained his health. And he decided to change his lifestyle. He decided that he needed to consume more in order to gain his health back. After some time, he felt that he's still on this path of enlightenment. But instead of gaining better knowledge, he almost fainted. He almost died. So how to gain liberation? He said to himself, "No, this is not the way. I need to find the path of liberation." So when he gained his health back, his great aspirations once again called upon him. When the opportunity was right, on a sunny day, with chirping birds flying around, he found a good feeling. There was a big Bodhi tree, and underneath, it provides a very auspicious shade. He gathered some dry leaves and started to sit down, started to meditate. He said to himself, "Well, now I've gained my energy back, and before that, I have cultivated for 7 years. So now I must definitely gain enlightenment. Otherwise, I will not stand. I need to get this golden key." But how to get this golden key? Enter a deep meditative state. Actually, in the Heart Sutra, there is also a description of this scene, a deep meditative state. When you enter such a deep meditative state, he experienced various visualization that only exists when one is in deep meditative state. He experienced fear.
妖魔，都是有可
Maybe
能的。
he chants upon
对。
ghosts
他
or
要
ghostly
忍受
spirit.
着剧烈的痛苦。
He need
大
to
家不要
bear
以为坐在那
extreme
里就是
pain.
很舒服的。
Do not
你坐的时
assume
间
that
短，都
sitting
会有
there
点
it's very fun.
坐禅
No,
的
it's
基
not.
础，坐1-2个小时，腿
Someone
不是很痛还
who
好，这一
experienced
坐就好几天
meditations
就进去
before,
了。
an hour
那
or
也
two
是
is
不容
probably
易。
fine. But
我
to
记
sit
得
there
我
for
在年轻
days,
的时候，
it is
在
not
一开始
easy.
做的时候啊，
I
哎呀，那
remember
时候
in
才
my
觉得
early
长着腿
days
很不容
when
易。
I start to be
哦，盘坐的
when
那
I
个
start to
盘坐
meditate,
在那里那个腿呀，又
both
酸
legs
又痛又
suffer
麻
extremely.
又胀，都想把它给锯了。
I felt like
就发现长腿很
getting
痛
rid
苦，
of
就
them.
尤其是在打坐的时候。
The pain
所以你这个坐久了之后，这
is
些苦都会发
unbearable,
生。
especially when I was
那
in
么还有
meditation
诱
state.
惑，禅境中的诱惑。
And not only
所以
that,
表面上大家看着
you need to
像一尊
withstand
佛像坐那
all
儿，
the
如如
desire
不
that
动，
occurs.
但内在他的感受，
When you look
他的
at
精
images
神
of
的
Buddha,
经历，
he
他的
seems to
精
be
神所
sitting
到
there
达的那个地
calm
方，
and
不是
still.
我们常人所
But
能
no,
看到的，
he has to go through a lot
不
of
是我们常
internal
人能够
struggle.
感知得到。
That's not
那我
what
的
an
经验也
ordinary
是，
folks can
就是
experience.
这些事情都会发生。所以
For my
痛
own
苦、
experience,
恐惧、
one
折
would
磨，
definitely
还
feel
有诱
pain,
惑、
suffering,
诽
desires,
谤，各种各样的苦
many,
都会
many
冒出来，
types
甚至是死
of
亡的威胁。
encounters, and even death.
啊，
You may encounter death
比如说我自
while
己
you're
吧，
doing meditation.
我一开始很
For
多次我就
example,
见
for
到鬼。
me, when I
我
first
小时候
started
是不信
meditating,
鬼神的呀，
I see a lot of
哎
ghostly
这
spirits.
个鬼很真实，
Well, when I was
比
young,
电
I
影
don't
比
believe
电影
in
里面的鬼
ghosts,
还可
existence
怕，
of ghosts.
就来
But
了。
when I was
哦，
meditating,
你吓得
many these
一般就是睁
many
开眼睛
scary
打开
ghostly
拍拍胸
images
脯，
and
啊，
spirits
就得
enter
从
my
禅定里退
mind,
出来。一
and
般
I
人都是
had
这
to
样
get
的。
out of meditation
可是
because I
释
do
迦
not
牟
want to
尼
encounter
应该
them.
没有退出。
But I think for
就
Sikamuni,
在佛经里描述，
he was
我是
fearless.
经历了这些。我学
In the
真正
sutra,
禅修的人，
it was
才
also
能懂
recorded
得
that he
你
went
将
through
来
a
都会
lot
去经
of
历。等经历
mental
过之后，
phase
才
when he
可
was
能
in
对这个
meditation.
世界的认识，
You need to
才
enter
能
many
看到一
such
点
stages
真正的那种
in
光
order for
芒。
you to gain
对世
insights
界的认识就增加了
that
更多
can
的知
change
识。
or expand your view of the world.
所以他经过了若干天，实际上没有详细的记载，
There was
在菩
not
提树
a
上
very
进
accurate
入禅
records of
境，
how long
最终
he
他
sat
终于
below
达到了
the Bodhi
那个
tree,
世界的
but he did
那个发
eventually
起的
gain,
根源。可能他发现了世界的起源之处。
maybe he found the
今
source
天的天文学家，
that marked
哦，
the
认为
beginning of the universe.
他认为说，可能宇宙从产生太阳系，
If you look at
宇宙
the
爆炸
modern
的那一
days,
刻，
the scientists may
也
believe
许是
that
1000亿年之前。
it may be billions
那
of
么这个
years
人呢，等坐禅要想真
that
正了
caused
解
the
到这个
existence of
世
the
界，
universe.
看透这个世界，
But
就
for a
可能
meditator,
他进入
in their
禅
deep
境，
meditative state,
禅境又并入了
they
一
may
个
be able to see
超越
the
人
beginning
类
of
时
the
空的
universe.
那样一个时空的
And
隧道，
in a deep
到
meditative
达
state,
了
you will be
这个
able
宇
to
宙
transcend time
从
and
爆炸
space
起源的那个点，
to go to the beginning of the
才看
universe.
透了这个世界。
When you can see that, you understand the world, your perspective of the view
他突然
changed.
感受到了，
And one day,
哎，我已经知道了，
he
我已
suddenly
经看到
gained
了这个本相
enlightenment.
了，我找到了解脱的
He
途径。
found the path to liberation.
对，他就宣布自己开悟了。
And he
那么
announced
再
that
接下来，
he has gained
他就
enlightenment.
找到他父亲给他请来的几
Subsequently,
个帮助他的几个人
he sought those
啊，是5位还是7位？
5 or 7
找他们
helpers
来
that the
我告诉
father
你
has
们
assigned
这
them
次我真的找
assistants.
到了觉悟的途径。
Father has
来
assigned
我
these
给你们
assistants to
说一
him.
说
And after he gained
历史
enlightenment,
上
he
称
looked
为
for
叫
these people
初转法轮。
and in
哎，
and
这
to
个
share
他们
with
就讲
them
到哎我
what he
看
has
到的世界
gotten.
是什么样子。所以他看到世界是什么样呢？
So what's his view of the
他不像
world?
天文学家一样说宇宙是那个样子，他没有说，
He didn't say
他反
what
而说的
exactly
是
is the world.
因为他最初的愿望是说，怎样
Because in the
让
beginning,
众生还有我
He has the aspiration.
能够战胜人间的
He
生
wants
老病死
to
本质的
fight
苦，
the pain and
是这个
suffering.
目的。
He's not sharing astronomy with his practitioners, fellow practitioners. No. He's trying to tell people what are the source of pain. I'm sure some know, I'm sure some do not know. What we learn in school, a lot of time, a lot of knowledge are very, very precious. But the liberations of the mind, you need a different forms of study to gain that. So he shared that the sufferings of all mankind arises because of 5 poisons. What are the 5 poisons? Greed, hatred or anger, ignorance. Ignorance because you do not have enough education. A lot of time we do not understand, and that's why there are a lot of ignorance. And followed by arrogance. I find that many people, after they have gained some abilities, or they have gained some wealth, or they have some capabilities, they become very arrogant. There's someone in my village who can write his own name. He was very arrogant because my father can't write. So this arrogance can exist anytime and any point in time. And then the last poison is doubt or suspicion. You're suspicious of everything. And you cannot find the truth. Although you're suspicious, but you yourself do not know the truth. So the sufferings arises because of 5 poisons. If I have the opportunities in the future, I will try to explain deeper of the 5 poisons. When I first read about this, I don't really feel too much about it. I like to go back to it whenever I'm free. And I find that a lot of times, the sufferings that occurs to us arises because of our 5 poisons. Some may say that I'm very disturbed by the share prices. Well, think about this. If you don't buy shares, do you have to suffer when the share price drops? Well, you may say that now I divorce, I'm very angry because my ex-husband is a bad person. Well, if you thought about this, if you don't get married, you will not have such pain and suffering, right? Actually, marriage can be very good too. How does the pain arise? Maybe because you are very arrogant in a relationship. And if you are very arrogant, how are you going to develop a harmonious relationship with your partner? If you always want to be the leader and expect the other person to be a follower, you set yourself up for troubles. So that's why The pains and sufferings arises because of our own 5 poisons.
哎，有一个香港上市公司的老总，
There is
15年前跟我学过。
a president of a listed company in Hong Kong. He learned from me 15 years ago. He came to look for me and he said, I'm such a big boss. I have 7,000 employees. But because of the change in the policies in Europe, I have to close the factories.
脸面何在呀？
And because of that, I'm affected and I
我还
suffer.
出钱捐了很多的庙，
I actually
帮助很多
donated a lot of
福音孩子
money to
读书
temples and
整个佛都
I
帮我
also
们
help a lot of
哎，他说，所以我就开
children
始
in Africa
不
to
太相
study.
信什么是
I
慈悲
start
和
not to
佛
believe
佛
in
法了。
compassion and Buddha Dharma.
我说都是你自己
I
惹
said
的
to
事
him, You are the cause in the
因为
matter.
你总以为你的钱数和统领的人数越多，才应该是自己的使命。
Because
我说了，
your aspiration is to be very rich.
一个意念让你
There's
建
this
起这个
saying
工厂，不
that
断的招人招人
when
招人。
something
你招了
arises,
这么多的人，
though something will
今天
end
的
in a
这个
day,
时空的
one
原
day.
因，你需要关闭
Well,
一些工厂。
indeed, you
这是
created
一
so
种
many
所谓
factories,
天道自
and
然的
now
一
you
种
need to
状
close
态
one factory.
你
This
本
is
就不
normal.
该痛苦。
You shouldn't feel
我说
that
我
you're
告诉
suffering
你，
from this
我这一次来
because you
香
still
港，
have many factories,
帮
other
另外一个人
factories.
解决烦恼的问题是，他从亿万富豪前一个月刚刚倾家荡产，
Let me tell
分
you,
文都没有，
I'm in Hong Kong for this
房子
trip
开始
because
都
I
是
helped a
去借
billionaire
朋友的房
who
子在
suddenly
住。
become
过去
bankrupt
是亿万富豪，
overnight. He was a billionaire in the
他太
past.
太赶上就说：“哎呦，我们还算幸运的。”
And
其实我们
immediately
并
when
没
the
赔
wife
钱，
heard
其实
that,
我们现在还
the
很富
wife
有。
said, Oh,
老
actually,
公
we're
是不是？
very
老公是
fortunate, right,
对
husband?
吧？你在全世界很
Although
多
we
挣钱
lost
的
that
地方都有
factories,
咱们的祖
but
法。
we
全
have
世界
a
很
lot
多大的
of savings
漂亮
in
的地
other
方都有我们的
countries.
房子，
And we
我们应
also
该
make
知足
we
了。
also bought
哎，我
properties
看
in
你
many
的太
beautiful
太虽然
countries
不管你
around the
企业，
world.
她就没有对企
And
业
I
那么
said,
深深的
Yes,
感
look at your
情，
wife.
反而容易解脱。
Your wife do not
所以
have a
因
lot
此
of attachment
贪其中也含
to
有
your
对情的
properties.
贪。
And that's why
所
she
以
can
这种
gain
情太重
liberations.
的变成了一种执着，过
So
分的
that's
执
why
着
when you're
一
too
定会过
attached
分的痛苦，
to
也
things,
过分的
you will
付出。
definitely suffer as a result
一
when
个
you lose it.
病入膏肓的一个人，
A person who
和
suffered
一个
from
企业一
sickness
样，他必
is
死
the
无疑的
same.
时候，
When
你
he's
念
about
什
to
么佛，
die,
念什么咒，
whatever that he
请任何
chant
神来都没有用的，
is
他
useless
还是要走的。
because that person will pass on.
啊，而企业事业也同样的，
Job
也
is the
看破
same.
这个规律，你才明
A
白
factory is the same.
哪些
Your empire
该
is the
拿起
same.
哪些
You need to
该放
understand
下，
what
那
you
才
should
是
hold
解
on to
脱。
it, what you should let go.
叫做运用有度。你
So
像一
you
个
need
军
to
事指挥官，
make
该
appropriate
调动空
judgment.
军的时候，有机的调动空军，有机的调动海军，要指挥有方，还要指挥有度，才能打胜
So
仗。
you need to know if you are the
哎
general,
你指挥
you
无方
need
就
to
是
know
我这里一
when
个人都不能少，
to
心
deploy
态是好
your
的
army,
就是你的
when
这种
to
思
deploy
考
your
思维
navy
从一个普通人来说
in order to
是
win
可敬
the battle.
可爱，但是也可叹也可恨。正是因为这种执着，让你
So you
和你
must
的
be
公司
sure
员工
that not to be
造
too
成
attached
更大的痛苦。
so that you can gain liberations. Otherwise,
所以
not only you who
这个
have to
五
suffer,
毒贪嗔痴
your
慢
staff
疑
will also have to
是佛
suffer.
陀最早的教法
And that's why
告诉我
the
们，
5 poisons was
你如
part
果
of
能放
early
下这些
Buddha's
事，
teaching.
再去
Buddhas
学习
taught us
理解
that
这
if
些
you
事
can
情，
let go of these
你
5
就不容
poisons,
易
if you
被
can
事物困
understand
扰。
these 5 poisons, you will
这
not
些是
be
涵盖了
disturbed
从家庭生活
easily.
到学生读
This
书，
includes
到
your
做
daily
事业，
life,
到经营
includes
自
your
己的
school
人生，
life, as
都
well
是
as your
通用的。
career and your
所
social
以我越
relationship
学
with
越
others.
觉得好
The
深
more
奥。
I learned,
简单的5个字，把人生说尽。
the more I felt that Buddha Dharma is very deep, has a lot of,
所以
is very
才开
vast.
始去
There are a lot
细
of vast
细
knowledge
咀嚼
within.
这简单的
And
明
although
了的
this is
教
only 5 words, there are a
所
lot
以
of
佛
deeper
陀他
meaning
是
to
一
it.
个很实在的人。
I think
他
Buddha
并不
is a
像
very practical
一
person.
些人就是说我是神，你信我就
He's
好。
not like someone who may
你
say
信
that
我，
I'm
你
the
去
God.
天堂，
Once you
去
believe in
极
me,
乐
you
世
will
界。
go to
这
heavens
最
or you
后
go
一
to
页说，
paradise. Although Buddha did say that eventually, but in the beginning of his Buddha teaching, he was very practical and tell us the source of our pain and suffering. The fundamental understanding is that you need to know what are the 5 poisons. I would like to encourage you to dwell deeper into these 5 poisons, because when you think deeper into it, maybe you may gain enlightenment earlier. Because once you can see your own attachment, you will learn to let go. When you're able to let go, you'll be able to gain liberation. He spread the Buddha Dharma for about 49 years. In his early years, the focus is in meditation. In the middle stage, he combined both, because just meditation itself doesn't help you to solve your fundamental problems. And his teaching becomes more matured and develops towards the later stage of his years. But for many, it may be very difficult for us to understand, because there are some that could be lost in translation. Actually, in his early days, there was not a written script of his teaching. And a lot of the scriptures were actually recorded by his disciples after he passed on. So that's why when we learn the scriptures, we need to try to understand Buddha's teaching by connecting with him directly. We try because we want to gain the wisdom directly from Buddha. And that's why towards the later stage, when he spread the Dharma, he shared that in order for you to be more perfect, to be more complete, to gain liberations, to gain wisdom, it is very important that you have to observe the 6 paramitas. When you do that, you can gain health, wisdom, and you'll be able to gain insights to many things. Let me explain to you what are these. The first is generosity. When I first heard that, oh, you're asking for money once again? Actually, I'm a very silly person. The more I think about it, the more I feel that I must have been very, very silly. So first is generosity, generous giving. Observing. Second is to observe the precepts. Third is tolerance. Fourth is diligence. Fifth is meditations. And sixth is wisdom. Let me explain to you briefly. Well, we find that the people, when it's difficult for people to get together, there's a reason to it. If you look back in history, you're not living in few thousand years ago. Your existence is only now. And that's why in the history of mankind, what we face in the early stage is poverty. There are many people, but there are not enough food. And if you're not hardworking, you have no food to eat. So as a result, people are fearful of hunger. And this gene is in existence. It's part of us, part of our actions. It's inborn. I want to wear this clothes. It's mine. I own this. In fact, some say that I just want to own it in my mental state. Well, the good thing is that you may make you very motivated to want to make money. But what happens is that it can also cause you some other problems, because when you're too attached to it, it will cause harm to the people around you. Think about it. This food that you eat, if you complete it, your husband may not have a chance to eat it. If you're the mother and you're very selfish, you eat the food, your kids may not have a chance to eat it. So if you want to be someone that is well accepted by others, we need to take care of others. Take care of others so that you have to give, generous giving. It is not about a trade. No, it's not. When I give you, you're very hungry, I'm giving you something. I give it to you for free, not asking for anything back. Because of such an action, in our mental mind, kindness, it will expand to become kindness. And you become a responsible, kind person. For example, if you're the parents, you will love your kids. If you're in a relationship, actually, before they have children, they never thought about loving the child. But once a child is born, usually they will love their offsprings. They will give the best to their children. This is very natural. So when we are responsible, not only for our own kids but to others, it's very easy for you to become a leader, well liked by others. Why do we like Lord Guan Gong? Because he is a person of his words. He has a lot of integrity. Well, although my brother's wife is very pretty, I will not have any evil or not appropriate behaviors or thoughts towards her. Why? Because I'm responsible and I have integrity. Very righteous person. And that's why in Taiwan there are many people that pray to Lord Guan. When a righteous person will be someone that people will be, a righteous person will be a well-liked person. A person with high moral values will be a well-liked person. So when we have love for a person and we expand to be a responsible love, and when we expand beyond that, you have a sense of purpose, a righteous purpose. They'll become a divine one. They have a mission. Actually, Lao Tzu didn't treat himself as a saint, like a sage. But he cared for all, for mankind, and he has these missions. It is like Earthstore Bodhisattva. If I don't go to hell, who will go to hell? If someone drops into the icy water during winter,
有这种责任感、这种爱
People
心
who are
的人，
very righteous,
丝毫不犹豫，
they will
包
just
一声咚就跳下去就救人。
drop their stuff and jump into the
对
river to
这样的
save
人就容易被我们敬
the
佩。
people.
所以
For such
布
people,
施
it is very easy to gain
是
respect.
成就一个人格，升华人格，
So when you're a generous person,
提升我们
you will
从
elevate
最
your
简单来
social
说，提升
standing.
我们这个人与人之间的这种
And it
融
also
合度
helps
提
for
升你的
you
人气。
to build a harmonious
我们重要。
relationship with the people
但
around
有
you.
人会说，我要人气干嘛呀？
You may ask, why do
从
I
兄
need
弟
to be
姐妹的
popular?
成长到这个工作之后和同事的往来
Well,
关系
you need to have good relationship with your siblings, with your colleagues. And if you're a business person, it is very important for you to have good relationship with your clients.
作为一个销售者，
And if you're
哪
a
些离开了
salesperson,
人是不行的。
you need people,
是吧
right?
动物不会给你来消费，你说猪来给你消费买东西吗？不可能。
Because
猴
it's
子
not
能给你谈
possible
业
to
务吗？
expect
不
the
可能。
animals like dogs,
所以
like pigs, like
只有人际关系
monkey
好的人，将人吸引来
to
了，
liars
人乐于
trades
来
with you.
你这些
No.
事情才能成就了。
If you're a
小到
business
夫妻
person,
关系，
you need people to come
大
to
到
visit your
商
store
业聚集
in order
乃
for
至总
you
统
to make
都是需要
money.
有这样的一种好的人缘，
And that's why
人际关
everyone
系，
needs to have
我
good
们的人生
relationship
的
with
感
others,
受才能发生改变。
as it will
那么一个人
expand
没
your
有朋
connection
友
with
的
others.
感觉和有很多位朋友的感觉，你的生活质量完全不同。
Your quality of life will be
没有朋友的人
completely
就容易
different
忧
if you
郁
have many friends.
的精神进入一种黑暗状态。
Well, if you do not have many friends,
朋友
you
较
will
多的
enter
人
a dark
他的
stage
生活的状
of your
态
life.
就会更多的快乐和幸福。
A person with many friends,
所以学
he will
佛
gain a lot
不
of
是一种
happiness in his
信仰，
life.
学
And
佛
that's why
是一
learning the
种
Buddha
究竟，
Dharma, it
是一
is
种
not a
研
form
究，
of
人
religion.
又怎样做
It
人，
is a form
怎样
of
做得更好，
research. Research
是这
into
样的一
how
种
to
东
be
西。
a better
这个
person
东
to
西
lead
太
a
神
better
秘了
life.
持戒，也有人说我也没
So
有
we
皈
talk
依，
about
我
observing the
也没有真
precepts.
实的信仰，
You may say that,
我持什
why
么
do I
戒？
need to observe precepts? I have no
请问大家
religion, I'm not married.
有没有人说你一生之中任何的戒律都不持的？请举手。
Well, any of you have not observed any
我根本
precepts
我
in
就没
your
有戒
life?
律，有吗？
Anyone who can say that I have
可能有
absolutely
是
no
词汇的
precepts in
原因
life?
大家没敢举手，是词汇的原因。比如
Is
说
it
你不能
because
随
the
便杀
words?
人吧？
For example, can you
没有
kill?
说你也知道，
You know
你知
that
道
you
杀了
can't
人
kill,
你是会
right?
被枪毙的，
You know that if you
或
kill
者
someone,
被关无期的。
you will be
对不对？
imprisoned.
这些所有的警示都是戒律，
Actually,
从
all
国家
these
的
are
法律
precepts.
到
The
人
laws
世
of a
间的规
country
则，这些都
are
是戒律。
precepts.
还有一种就是以心为戒，
And
自己
some,
心中说
you
哪
observe
些事
the
情我不
precepts in
能
your
做。
heart. You have high level of
比如刚才讲
integrity.
关公那些
For
行
example,
为，
we
其实很
talk
多
about
法律
Lord
上
Guan.
管不到的，是
Well,
他的心。
it's
心
actually
中
he
一种持戒
managed by
说这
himself,
是我哥哥的
not
女
by
人，
law.
我不能碰。
He knows that
这就是一
this
种戒
beautiful lady is the wife of my brother. I should
我
not
今天我
touch him.
跟了我的
For
刘大哥
example,
了，
today
我就不
I
会跟
follow
老
my
曹
I follow
那
my
个人
my brother. I
曹
will
操给
not
他很
jump
高的
ship
官呐，
to follow to
给
another
很好的
person,
待
although the
遇
other
啊，
person Cao Cao
给
may
很
give
好
me
的
better
兵器呀，
treatment, may
哎，
give
这
me
我不要，
more people
因
or
为
more
我已
soldiers
经
to
和我的
manage.
哥哥
But
有
he's a
言在
person of
先，
integrity,
我
of
们都
high
约定好了，所以
morality.
我不能背叛
He
他。
said that I already
对，
have a
这就是
brother
自
and
我
let
的一
Liu
种
Bei.
约束，
So I will
自
follow
我的一
him. I
种
will
戒
not
律。
go to a
他
different
坚持
camp
就叫
just
持戒，
because the other person,
其实
the
人人
leader
的
of
持
the
戒
opposite camps
就是你
offer
持的
much
好
more.
还是不好，是紧一点还是松一点啊？我这个不再啰嗦了。那么其中一项呢，一定要有禅修。这里面讲的
And one
禅
of
定
them
啊，
that's
有
very
像禅定
important is
我的话有
meditation.
点说，佛陀释迦牟尼，他在
Sakyamuni
开悟之
Buddha,
前
before he gained
用过的最
enlightenment,
主要的一个方法
the main method that he
就是禅定。
observed was meditation.
那么禅定呢，是深层的禅修，
So, deep meditative state
深
is
层的禅修。
is actually a level that is true
听说今天的佛教
meditation.
很多的法门说没有禅修了，
I heard that in
甚至还有
today's,
说，禅修啊，禅修是
a
佛
lot
道，
of
这是外道。
Buddhists
这
do
个
not practice
这个是我们
meditation.
一个法传了2000多年之后，
Actually,
大家
meditation is very
有
crucial.
所遗忘或者有所
Some
误
may
解
have
也是正
forgotten,
常的。
or they may have
佛陀都要
not the
禅
right,
修，
inappropriate
今天南
understanding
传
of
佛教
meditation.
每一个
In
僧人都要
today's,
禅修。他是经过
in
这个禅，
Theravada
一种
Buddhism,
清净的
all
坐姿，
practitioner
心
needs to
中没有
practice
欲望，或
meditation.
战胜欲望的这种清净的思维，就是一种修行。
A
所以在
person
南
without
传佛教里，
desire
它
is
必
also
须
a
禅修才
form
行。
of cultivation.
南传佛教的地区呢，就是在老挝、
The smaller vehicles is observed in Laos, Myanmar,
柬埔寨，
Cambodia,
还有过去的印尼大地区。
and also the greater part of
对，到后来
Indonesia.
呢，在有些世界级的宗教的大的风暴之后，像有些地区又改了啊。对，像东南亚地区，都是以坐禅为主的
In Southeast Asia,
佛教的修行
they
的。
focus
到
on
现在都是
meditations even till today.
那到北传的，来到中国北部地区的，
That
相
for
对是大
northern
乘佛教
China,
就是
they
儒
observe
法
the Mahayana
宏
Buddhism.
观的，它讲的是一种发心和慈悲的意
They
念
look at
为主。
aspirations
所以
and
有些人说我
compassion.
也没空修，我就出钱。
Some may say that I do not have
能不
time
能变
to
成一种慈善？
practice. Can I just do donations? Can I
这
just
样
do
不要。
charitable work? Will I be able to accumulate
它不
merit?
像那个必须
Yes.
怎样做，必须
It
做
has
多久
less of
必
a
须观呼
rules.
吸等等的这
There's
些
such
具体
there's
这
no
个法上来
such
说呢，
specific things
大
about
乘
you
佛教
need
不
to
要贪
observe
婪
your
你
breathing.
今天修也好，
So
没修也好，
Mahayana is
心
more
中有一念
liberal
慈悲
form of
就
Buddhism.
可以了，就算是
You
慈
just
悲
need
的
to have
开始。
aspiration. You
但是
just
这个
need to
坏处
have
是呢，
compassion.
就是容易
But
多
what
入
happens is that
辅助的法，而失去主修的法。
you focus too much
所以
on the
在
supplement
佛陀
methods
教法
and
之中，
ignore
就有
the
这
core
6个大的
methods.
方面，再复习一遍哈：布施、
So let's look at the 6 paramitas:
忍辱、
generosities, observing the precepts, tolerance, diligence, meditations, and wisdom.
最后一句对般若的一句解释。般若一般都理解为叫智慧，这有没有智慧谁知道呢？
Well, whether you gain
我
wisdom
所
or
理
not,
解的般若是
nobody
什么意
knows.
思呢？
But for me,
是叫究
I
竟。
think this great
那
wisdom
什么叫
is
究竟呢？是认
understanding
真
the
的思考，
fundamental. And in
反复
order
的
to get
咀
that,
嚼
you need to
这叫究竟。
dwell on it again and
所
again
以一位
until you
禅宗
gain
的大
the
禅师就说
fundamental
了，什么叫
understanding.
究竟呢？就是打破砂锅问到底，
So what
一
exactly
路
is it?
追下去，
Is that
绝
you
不
dwell
放过
deeper
任
and
何蛛丝
deeper.
马
Do
迹，
not
找
let go
到
of
事情
any
的根源，
signs or any
那就叫做
clues.
究竟。
That's what it means.
那这种究竟也正是般若，
And
因为
this
有
is
这种究
also
竟，才能找
great
到
wisdom.
事情的
Because it is when you
发
have
生的
great
根本的
wisdom,
因在哪
then
里。
you know the
这种
cause
现象
of
是一种
event,
大智
the
慧的表
source.
现。
It is a
所以
manifestations
也有
of
人
great
翻译成
wisdom.
这是智慧，也
So
是
that's
可以
why
理解
it's very commonly being described as great wisdom.
那今天我们这个活动呢，大家来去在佛前去沐浴佛
So
陀。
today, this event,
沐
we
浴
have
佛
this
陀
ritual of
其实是
bathing
沐
the
浴我们
Buddha.
自己啊。所以我们在沐浴佛陀的时候，将这一勺净水
So when we
往下
do,
去沐
we
浴佛陀
actually
的
use a
时候，
scoop
我们
of
的意念
pure water and bathe the Buddha. What's in our
非常
thought?
的，一般就会想到，哎，我在沐浴佛陀了。实际上你想到的说
Actually,
让佛陀健
When
康，
we
自己
we
不
should
健
think
康
that
让佛
we
陀
want
智慧
Buddha to
我
gain
们就是
health
智
so that
慧
we can gain
你在
health.
想嘛，因
We
为是
want
个
Buddha
苹
to
果
have
核
wisdom so
学
that
业
we
有
can
成
get
哎
wisdom.
你自己学业有成，或者是你的子女学业有成。
You want yourself to
对，
gain
佛
wisdom.
陀他
You
是
want your kids to be
已经是
successful in
圆
our
满的，
studies.
所有的美好都集中在他的身上，他是圆满的，他不需要你再去为他沐浴，所以这是佛陀帮我们的方法。那我们也借这个方法来
And
给
that's
大
why we
家来
want
分
this
享，
method
让
to
有
share
缘的
with
你呢
all so that
来
for
通过
those with
佛陀的
affinity, you have this
这个诞生，
opportunity
让自
to
己
bathe
获得
Buddhas on
新
Buddha's
生，
birthday
啊，
so
让
that
自
you
己
gain
更
a
加
new
健
lease
康。
of
你
life
可
so
以
that you
想呢，
gain
让
health.
我和我的宝贝孩子像这个太子佛那样健康、聪明、 智慧圆满，不是很好吗？
so that you gain health, auspiciousness, and wisdom.
哎，所以这是个非常吉祥的日子。这样一勺净
So
水，大
today
家
is a
说
very auspicious
有人说
day.
有这个作用吗？有可能有，有可能有。
So do you think it's effective? I believe so.
所以这是我自己的感觉。为什么我不去敢肯定呢？因为我们所求的那个目的，你是不是一
Why?
勺净水就为你马上解决了问题？这是不敢保证的，但是一定会。
We cannot be
发生
certain that
一
this
定
scoop
的
of
作
pure
用。
water will definitely
对，
make
所
your
以
dreams come
沐浴
true,
佛陀
but
的
I
时候，
think that
实
it
际
is
上
that
是
there's
沐浴自
certainly
己。
certain effects in it.
哎，在佛前敬香也好啊，还是在这样的日子写出我们的愿望来，哦，或是内心很真诚的在佛前核实。
And that's why we have to be very
心中的愿
sincere
望告诉佛，
when we pray
求
to the
佛指
Buddha
引，求
and we
佛
seek
帮助，
guidance from
哦，
Buddha.
一定会起作用。
And we're very sincere,
所以大家许愿，
definitely it will be effective.
将来这个圆满了愿望之后，千万记住，来我们谈谈还愿，好吧？对，还愿的方法很简单，就是发心。你心中
One
对
way
佛陀有一份恭敬，就是发心。
of returning Buddha's kindness is to have a new aspiration. It doesn't mean that you have to offer money or offer things. No, it is an aspiration from the heart,
就是
from
你
your
怎么
heart.
表达都可以的，啊，没有具体的，这样佛陀就
How
更
you
加
show,
喜
it
悦
doesn't matter.
更加会护佑我们。
Because when
所
you
以
have
就是
this
我们
sense of
抽
wanting
空
to repay
去礼
kindness,
敬一下佛，
Buddhas will be
就对
very
我们都是
delighted
会
and
获
will
得更
provide
多的
us
好
with more
处，会
protection.
获得无边的利益。哎，当然也提醒大家，
And I also like
在
to
经典
remind
里
you
记载
that
的哈，
it
当
was
我们
also
心中
recorded
有
in the
烦恼的
sutra
事情
that when
被
we
障
something
碍住的
trouble
时候，
us,
欢迎
we
到我们的
welcome
坛
you
堂
to
在
go
佛
to our
前点灯，
center to offer lights before Buddha.
那个作用力还是挺大的。
It is
啊，
pretty
就是
effective.
我们就是坛堂里头所有的志工义工们，他
In
们都
fact,
是
all our
深
practitioners,
有体会，
many have
啊
such
受佛恩
experience.
很多，所
They
以带着
gained a
这
lot
尽
of
心尽
kindness,
力
Buddha's
布置道
kindness.
场，
And that's why they continue to
是非常的
volunteer
灵验的。
after their
所
class.
以希望大家
So offer
有
lights
一些
before
心中
Buddha
烦
is
恼的
very
时候
effective.
去求
And
佛
that's
吧。
why I would
很
encourage
多事
you
情是
when you
人
end
不
have a
能解
trouble,
决的，
try to
啊，
offer
所以
lights
我们
before
就求
Buddha to
佛。
help to solve
那
your
佛为
trouble
什么
or
能帮我们呢？
problems.
因为他是注定
Why
的
is
就是
it
大
that
慈大
Buddha
悲，
can help us? Because he
他
is
要
the
利益
most
众生，
compassionate one.
这是他的
His whole
永生的愿
aspiration,
望。
his great
哎，
aspiration
所
is
以
to help all
在
sentient
与
beings.
佛那里去对话，
And that's why
把
when we
你
try
的
to
烦恼
communicate with
和需
Buddha,
要告诉
to
他。
share with Buddha our troubles,
所以佛陀的
Buddhas will
教化
receive
当
it.
中有很多神奇的部分，
So
也
actually
有
in
很多
Buddha's
不神
teaching,
奇的部分。
there are some
不神奇
very
的部分就是我们很理性的思考了
very
人
magical
性的这
part,
些五
but
毒
there
的
are
东
also
西。
some that are
所以我
very
刚才简单地提
mundane.
醒你的是，
Just now
你
I tried to
的
explain to
个
you
性需要
that
转变，
you may need
你
to
的人际
change
关
your
系，
personality
你的
in
财
order
富
to change
也会发
your
生转
wealth,
变，
your relationship with
你的事
others.
业也会升华。如果不懂得这些，你不能升华。
If
越
you
是
do
做
not
事业的，
understand
越容
this,
易
it
被
is
卡
very
住。
difficult for you to elevate.
还有说小青年说我没做事业，我们
Some
只是
young
恋
one
爱
may
到
say
结婚，
that
你
I
都
do
没有
not
这
have
个
any
升
career.
华，
I
这个
only
升
do I
腾的这样
only
的一个跨
focus
越
in
的
my
话，
studies
你
and
的
probably
爱
some
情
relationships.
到一定的时间
Yes,
同样会卡住。
yes,
婚姻
although
开始
you are
一
not
见
at
面
that
就来
level,
电相爱，
but you need to
3年以后
have
一
spiritual
看
growth.
就来气，
Otherwise,
就打
when
起
the
来了，
time comes,
是吧？
you
一
will
打就
have
通过，
troubles.
有的还等不了3年，有的不到100天就打起来了。对，其实这都需要来学习。
And that's why it
学习一
is
下，
important for
明
us to
白。
cultivate. Because
我
through,
讲
it
的
is
佛
only
法
through
不是神
cultivation
学，
we can
是
gain
实用学。
understanding. So the
啊，
Buddha
这很
Dharma
理
that I
性的
talk
实用
about,
学。
it
但
is
是这
not
种
very
理性的实用
sacred,
学，
but
当
it
我
is
们
very
深入修下去
practical.
的时候，
We are
才
able
发
to
现
apply it
它
to our
有时候
daily
超过
life.
我们的理
We
性，
find
会
that it
产
is
生
something that's
奇迹，
beyond that.
就是这
There
样，
are some
能产生奇迹。
miracles that
所
happens
以
as a
有
result
朋
of
友
that.
无数次问我，你
Friends
这
have
个佛
asked me
法到
many
底能带
times,
给人什么
so
呢？
what
哎
benefits
呦，
can Buddha
真的
Dharma
其实
bring
挺难
you?
回答的。这
Actually,
个
it's
问
very
题
difficult to
听
answer
起来
that
很简单，
question.
说起
Although
来
the
的时候
question sounds
很
very
感慨
simple,
万千
it's a lot.
啊。
I have a
我的
lot
回
to
答有
say
很多
in
内容，
that,
一个是叫
a
妙
lot
不
of
可言，
content to it. First, it is too special and too sacred. It can allow the dead to be alive once again.
还有呢，那个成语怎么说的来着？就是这个树已经死了之后重新
And there's
复活
also this saying that is regained a new lease of life.
枯木逢春，
It is like a rotten or a dry
枯
log
木逢春，
that once
死灰
again
复燃。
bring
反正是
breathe
没法解释了，就是真的很奇迹。
spring
就我
and
小时候就是个榆木疙瘩，
is live once again.
我的学校老
It's
师
very
最
hard
讨
for
厌
me
我
to explain. When I
因为
was
只要
young,
有
I was
我
not well
我们老
liked.
师准
My
获不了
teachers
奖，
disliked me,
一考试就完了。哎呀，
and I'd
他
fare
有
very
我这个学生
badly
也不
during
能把我开掉啊。
examinations.
但是我只要
But
一
I'm a
考都是
student.
最低
He
分，
cannot
就
expel
把
me.
我们的
That's why I'm
全班
always
的
the
分数
last
一
in
下就
class.
拉下来。所以老师一
I
见我就
dragged
气
down
不
the
打一
class
处来。
average, and that's why the
就
hard
是这
teacher
样。
was very angry with me
所以这
and
对我的
very
改变是最
unhappy
大
when
的。
I'm in the class.
所以呢，我呢就一
But
路
for
分
me,
享，
I
一直到
really
今天。
benefited from the Buddha
我
Dharma.
是
As a
佛法
result, I
真很奇
continue
特。
to share with many.
其实我不想告诉你，
Actually, I don't really
这么
want to
多的
share
好处
with
我
you
并不想告诉
because
你。
there's so much
要不是
benefits
佛陀的
within.
教法是
If
以
it's
慈
not
悲为中
because
心的
of
话，我
Buddha's
才不告诉你
teaching,
们。
which focus
就
on
自己好不
compassions,
容易
I
挖
will
了个
not
金
share
矿，我
with
凭什
you
么告诉你？
because it
就是
took
这
me
么个
so
道
much
理。
difficulties to
但是
dig the pot of
因为
gold.
佛陀是慈
Why do
悲
I
啊，
want to share
我
with
要
you
信
this
仰
pot
慈
of
悲
gold?
啊，
But
所以
because I
我
believe
应该
in
要告诉
Buddha,
你。
and Buddha's belief in
就是我除了
compassions,
告诉你，
and that's
很
also
多
my
人还不信呢，
belief,
还真的
and
假
I
的？
have to share
老是
with
这样
you.
说。
But even
你
when I
试一
share
试，
with you, many people
你从
are very
在
fearful
佛
that
前
I
敬了
may
一
cheat
炷
them.
香，
But
从
let
在
me tell
童子
you
佛身
that
上
if you
沐
ever
浴了一
if
勺
you
净
ever
水，
offer
你已经开始
a stick of
获得了
incense to
佛
Buddha,
的
or
庇
you
护
have ever
护佑，就已经开始了。哎，
have a compassionate thought towards Buddha,
所以
Buddha
像
will
刚才
start to
啊，
protect
开
and
场的
bless
时
you.
候，
Just like at the
我们
beginning,
播放那首歌
we
叫《
played
对
the
佛礼
song,
赞》，
the hymns to
就
the
是
Buddha.
我主要是由
That
我写
song
的，
was written by me.
就是佛
The
陀
lyrics
带
was
给
by
我
me
们的那么
to
多
praise the
的
Buddha
好
for the
处，
benefits that
那
Buddha
么多的
brings
益
us.
处，哎，让自己永远感恩，
And I'm forever thankful towards
就
Buddha.
让自己，想起来就好感动。就是一般觉得，
Whenever I think about
这
it,
个宗教来说，就是我信和不信。
I was very
对于
touched.
我来说呢，就是
For
让我
me,
起死回生。
Buddha Dharma
所以
allows me to
感
gain a
慨
new
万
lease
千
of life,
这在几年
and
前
that's
呢
why I'm
花
full
了
of
几天的时
gratitude.
间，
And
就
few years
想
ago,
对
I
佛陀
spent
的
a few
感恩
days
写出来。
and wrote this
我说
song.
让大家都知道，
And I said to
把它
myself, I want
谱成曲
everyone
子
to know this.
让有缘的你
After I
们
have
也
the
抽空唱
lyrics,
一唱，
I guess I may
让
try
自
to
己
make
每
the
天
musics.
能活得
Well,
感
if
恩
you
之
have
中。
the opportunity to
哎，
listen
那
to
我
this
每
song,
天就会
try
活
to
得
listen to it
快
every
乐，
day
哎，
so that you will
吉
be
祥，
able to lead your
每天
day
都
with
活在一种感恩
compassions
心里头，
and
哎，
happiness.
这样人就会幸福。每天你
If
不
you're
知足，
if you're
就
thankful
会痛
towards
苦。
Buddha
所以很多
on
的
the
痛苦
daily
都是来自于
basis,
不知足。
you'll be happier.
哎，
Why is it that many people are unhappy? That's because they're not contented.
因为我们学习的这个
Because
层
when we
次
learn,
高低不同，
everyone's is at a different level
道
of
理
their
我今天就不
cultivations.
想再多
I
讲
don't really
了。
want to
我
explain
想
too
给大
deep
家
into it.
一点点实用
Actually,
的东西。
I want to give something that's
就是
practical to you.
今天用我所学到的一
Today,
些
I would like to
法律
use the methods, the dharmic
法术，
power that I've
这
gained
些
over the
法律法
years
术都
to
是
help
佛陀
you.
给的。
Actually, these
对，
dharmic power that
说
I
起来
have
说起
are
来，我
actually
们
given
现
by
在的人
Buddha.
都觉得，
Well,
可能我是
you
信口
may
胡说
find
的。
that what I say is not
就在这禅
unbelievable.
境之中
How
啊，
could it be
就
in
是
modern
释迦牟尼
days?
佛显相所
Well,
传法。
what happens is that in my deep
这个
meditative
其实我
state,
也挨骂
I
很
can
多次
see
的，
Sikamoni
啊，
Buddha that
一般人不
appears
敢相信。
in my
对，所以我
meditations
对释迦
and
佛的
impart me
这个
directly.
感恩心
Yes, I'm
是
sure many
极
of
重
you
极重极重
cannot
的。
believe it too. But because of this, I have deep
那这
feelings
种
towards Sikamoni
法
Buddha.
会不会对我们产生一些作用呢？
So is it possible
那之
that this
前呢，
dharmic power
我
helps
帮
us?
助了一些人，
I've
但
helped
是
some
有一
people
些
in the
作用，
past, and they
啊，
benefited
这
from
个
my
作用
dharmic
不是绝
power.
对的，啊，
Well, this
但是是有一
power
些。
is not definite, but
嗯，
it does
当然了，
provide
我们
some
有病
benefits.
还是主要是看医生。
If we are
啊，
sick, we
医
should try to see the doctor, because the medications that the doctor prescribed are good for me, are good for us too. For me, use me as a supplement on the side to help you.
有没有人现在身体某个部分有疼痛的人？
Do you
如果
feel
有，
pain
请
in
举手。
certain parts of your body at this stage now? If you have, please raise your hand.
我有一个小小的能力，
I have a
就是
small
现
ability,
在让你
and
正
that
在
is
痛的人，
whoever that could feel the
几
pain
乎
at this
让
stage,
所有正在痛的人不痛了。
to have that pain
如果很
disappear.
幸运的话，这
If
种
you're
痛
very lucky,
这一次消失之后，
the
有的人
pain
就是10年、20年不再痛，
after 10 or
也有
20
人
years,
说回家
it
又
will
痛，
stop for 10 years or
都会
20
有。
years. For some, they
这
may,
个
of they
这个作
return
用
home,
力每个人
they
不
may
一
still
样，
feel the pain.
但是会
But
产生
it's
这个作用
fine.
力。
Everyone will experience differently. But it will definitely be effective, one way or another. For those that are present, I would like to remind you that when Master is giving us the auspicious blessing, we may put our palms up on our lap. The more relaxed we are, the better it will be for us. Maybe some people around us may make some noise, and that's fine. Do not be scared. Because it is Buddha's, it is Master's auspicious blessing, the effect of the auspicious blessings. And if you need assistance, please raise your hand. We have teaching assistants that will be able to approach you. Please help me to bring a plate. Well, I have a knife, and this is a potato, and this is these are the items that I have. It doesn't matter wherever your pain is, doesn't matter. The pain will disappear very shortly. All you need to do is to be relaxed. For those that are watching the live broadcast, you will also find the effect. I've done many experiments of auspicious blessings, and the results are pretty good. For those in the live broadcast, if you have some water or mineral water, you can leave some before the screen, or tea, so that when I use this dharmic power, all these items will also receive the blessing from my dharmic power. And after that, you may drink the water slowly. It may help you to gain some form of health. It is so simple that help to ease your pain. The pain starts to disappear. Some who felt the pain earlier will start to have their pain leaving them. Even vomit is also a good symptom. Because when I use this dharmic power, your sickness may find different avenue to release, to be released from your body. Not everyone will vomit. Some will just disappear without you even knowing it. The disease will start to expel from your body. Please pass me another one. Today, all of you are very lucky because a lot of the divine gods are here to help us. Let me slowly excavate out your disease one by one. Even those evil spirits on your body will also disappear because the dharma that I learned, when you have great compassion, when you can radiate even the slightest compassionate ray, you will be able to expel all and allow the ghostly spirits to elevate to paradise. And that's why all divine gods will listen to my instructions and be here and help you to expel your disease and your sickness. If you have shoulder pains earlier, you may want to lift up your arms to see if the pain has disappeared. Please pass me an apple. What I have in my hand is apple. It helps to cure your headache as well as to take out the tumor. Some may say that I'm young. I do not have a lot of disease. Can you help me to get rid of my ignorance so that I can gain wisdom? Yes, that's possible too. The most compassionate Buddha and Bodhisattva see the pain that you're suffering in your mind and your physical body, have asked me to be here to help you. Actually, it's very complex reason behind why you have that disease. Sometimes it is very simple too. So now I want you to follow me to cough. Pat yourself. Cough louder. Cough. Cough once again. Now feel again. Can you feel the pain? Is it still there? Any one of you experience the pain disappeared?
消失了。
病痛消失，举手。
The pain has disappeared. Please raise your hand if the pain that you had earlier
像变魔术
was
啊，
gone. It's
确
like
实是
magic,
对
isn't it?
真的是魔术。
Yes, indeed. It's like
放下
magic.
我还没做完法，
I'm not done yet.
大家还想继续得到点帮助吗？
Do you want me to continue
好，
to help you?
好，给我拿一个那个单板来。 我父亲呢是建筑工
My
人，
father
过去叫瓦匠。
was a construction
那我其
worker.
实我想做木匠，
Actually, I want
所
to
以
be a
我就买了个
carpenter.
锤子。
That's why I bought this hammer.
来，装些核桃进来，再装。
Get me some walnut.
好了，我这个口袋里装了一些刚
Well,
买来的
in
核
these
桃。
plastic bags are some newly bought walnut. Do you know what a walnut?
我把它包起来，就是一会儿我要把它敲碎它，那避免
I'm
敲
going
碎的时候
to
就
break
飞得
them
很
into
远。
pieces. I use a plastic bag so that they do not fly
本
everywhere.
来我也想把它，
But actually,
也是这样，让你
I
看到
like
把
to
它
do
敲碎。
that for you to see.
然后
I'm going to hack
拿
into
核桃干
pieces.
嘛呢？
Why do I want to do it?
你的哪一个病是最难搞、
Well,
最难治的？
Some of your diseases are quite difficult to heal.
骨头的增生、
For example, bone spurs
肾结石、
or
胆结石、
stones
牙
in
痛
the、liver,
眼睛
toothache,
的飞蚊症、
or there are
顽固性
some
头痛、
eye
脾气
diseases,
超大
or you have very bad
啊，
temper,
对。还有你上下不通，身体
or
两侧不
there's
平衡，
imbalance in the
针对这些
body.
事情，这有没有作用就不知道了。
I'm
我
not
呢
sure whether it's
尽力而
effective,
为啊，你
but
看
I
可
try
以
my best to help you.
因为会飞出去。
But be careful, it may fly,
你想这个和你有
the
什么关
pieces may
系啊？
fly out.
其实没有所谓，
You may wonder,
Because
what's this
你之后，
related to me?
你的身
It
体
doesn't
健康
matter,
了，这是
but
我
what
所
is
需要的。
important is that at the end of the sessions, you gain your health back. Get me some more walnut.
道具收了。
You may keep the tools.
我全身都是核桃啊！
Well, the walnut pieces are all over me.
我一项接着一项的，为今天有缘的朋友啊，做
So
一
I'm
点点
going
事。
to
希望
do
你好。
something to those with affinity today.
你觉得奇怪吗？
Do you find it very strange what I'm doing now?
你学禅修，
You learn
学好了，
meditation.
你的本事比我还大，
If you learn well,
就是
you will be
修
better
禅
than
修
me.
来。
It is all through meditation.
这是我们台湾地区是比较潮湿，
Actually, in
它
Taiwan,
的
it's a
湿
little
度
bit
啊
damp.
是比北方地区要重多了。
The
这样潮
dampness
湿地区呢，
condition
就
is
容
more
易
serious
产
than in the
生一些
north.
风湿类的相关的
As
疾
a
病。
result,
其实风
it's
湿
quite
症
common to
严
have
重者是很要命的。
rheumatism.
那轻微的呢，
Rheumatism can be quite
腰
a
酸
serious
背痛、
problem.
腿痛。
The symptoms are you
年
may
纪
have
年纪
backache
并不大，但那个腿
or
走路就
knee problems.
看出有姿势了。
You may
两
be
个腿
quite
好像严
young.
重一点点，
You
就
may
是
not be able to walk
好像腿里头
properly.
绑了沙袋，就
You
走
may
路就
drag
很
when you
重。
walk. Very
那今
draggy.
天呢，给你把这些湿
So
气，
today,
对，因
let
为
me try to
风
get
湿
rid
病
of this
它影
dampness
响
from
到
your
很多问
body.
题，影响到心脏、大脑、
Actually,
肾脏、
rheumatism can
睡
affect
眠、
many parts
气
of your
管。
body.
很多
It
哮
can
喘病
affect your
有很多
respiratory
是因为湿
systems,
气造成
your
的，
heart, your brains,
太多种了。
your mind.
甚至还会影响到视力、
It may
生育
even
能力。
affect your visions
因为
and
有
your
火功
ability
啊，
to conceive. I'm going to use
这是
fire.
用法术用纸，我们台湾报
This
社印
is
的
dharmic.
报纸。
I'm using newspaper.
那都法术的东西呢，都是信手拈来的。这是佛陀告诉我，如果你的慈悲，
Actually, the power that I have,
世界
it
所有的
is
东西，
what Buddha
都可以
told me
救人的
that
命。
when you are very compassionate,
所有的法
everything you
都是
can
智慧的
use
法。
to help people. Our
来，帮我
methods
点
will
燃。
be wise method.
你的那个风湿痛、风湿，
Your
就化成
rheumatism
火和烟，就排
will
出来。
be transformed as
这个
smoke,
和你有关
as
系吗？
fire,
试试看。
and expel from our body.
所有
Is
看
it
到、听到
effective?
的人都有
Let
关
us
系。
try. For those who can watch this or listen to me, you will also gain the benefits too.
等法会过后，
After the
现在
blessing
有的
ceremony,
人脚下的地板
some
上
of you,
已
you
经
may
有一
start to
个湿湿
observe
的明显的脚
the
印在
base
地板上的。
of your feet.
对
There may
你的
be
风湿，有的
imprints
人从脚下排，有的人不知道从哪里
of
排。
dampness. Some is being expelled from our body through the base of your feet. Others could be from other ways, other forms. So now, the reason why I'm not able to burn this part is because the dampness is too strong. Our body is too strong, and that's why I want to burn the dampness away. After a while, some of you will be able to walk properly. You no longer feel the draggy feelings. If you like, you may chant together with me. It is a very simple. It's just Om Mani Pe Me Hum. Just make sure that your voice is slower so that all your disease will expel from your body. Well, do not keep thinking that you want that disease to disappear. No, you want to make sure that you have sincerity in your heart. Very well. Now feel the pain again. For those who have draggy legs, can you start to stand up and see if you feel more relaxed? Those who experienced headache earlier, your headache will disappear. Those who have aches all around the shoulder, Feel it. Do you feel that the aches have disappeared too?
那个腿很重的人，哎，走一走路，你年轻气盛，什么病都没有啊。
When you're young, you have no
这个身体
disease
真
and
的不争气。
sickness. But once you reach a certain age, you may find that your body may have aches all over.
好，大家请坐吧。
Please have a
有没
sit.
有人觉得你的身体那个腿
Anyone
变轻
feel
松了？
that
一般
your
的是腰
legs
腿是
becomes
连着
more
的。
relaxed?
在场有吗？有请举手。
Well, if you have, please raise your hand.
好，
腿轻松的，
就是
When you
说
find
你的
that your
健
legs
康问
become
题
more
现在
relaxed, please
觉得
raise your
哎
hand.
轻松了，我刚才的痛消失了。
If you find
举手
that
来，我看到
your
这样
conditions have
那
improved,
个病希望
please
永
raise
不
your
再来。
hand. I hope that your disease forever
对，
disappears.
希望那个病永不再来。
Hope that your disease or that pain
变成
forever
健康的了。
disappears and you gain your health back. I received.
我接下来我还会
Now,
为一些人
I'm going to help some
安
people
魂，
to bring a soul back.
听起来有点神秘哈。
It sounds very
但是
secretive,
在台湾，
but
还
in
是大家还是
Taiwan,
熟悉的哈。
I think
你
you
看
are
行
quite
天宫有
familiar with
安魂
this.
哈，
我们叫收经，
收经，
是
We
收
call
经
it to
安魂
bring
收经就是为了安魂，啊，收
the
经是
fear
民俗的
back.
说法哈。对，就是我们
So actually
几
is
乎
to
每个
put
人
you calm your
都曾
mind
经发生
or
过
bring
无
your
数
soul
次的。
back.
突然
For
间一个
some
声
of
音，或
us,
突然间看到
we
一个
have
人，你
ever
把你吓一
experienced
跳，
before
有些人
that
吓
we
到
have
了
fear
腰
of
不舒
flight.
服，
And
就是
because of that,
头发立
you
起来的
find
时候
that your hair stands,
在这
or
种
when you find
程
some
度来说，这是
discomfort
严
at your
重。
spine.
严
When
重
you
的
have
实际上
such
你的身体受
symptoms,
伤了。
it
但是
means
又不太好
that it's
说，
quite a serious conditions.
到
It
底
is
有没有受
very
伤呢？
difficult
它
to
是内
say
在的，我们不知
that
道。
conditions to
但是这
explain
种
that. You
惊
may
吓
have
的
some
这种状
impact
况呢，
onto your health.
严重者
But
2、3年就死掉。
If it's too
再往下
serious,
轻一点的，
the
有的
person
人
may
五官
pass on
是
after 2 to 3
失
years.
衡的，
For
比如说眼睛
some,
开始往两
you
边
may
看，
have
或者
imbalance
嘴
in
歪
your
了，
face,
还有永
or
远
your
脖子是歪
mouth
的，
may
或者
slanted
个性非
sideways,
常奇怪。
or your character is very strange.
还有就是，
For some,
就是你的能量，
your
你身
energy
生命能
level
量一下就给吓跑掉了，就是
becomes
这样，你的手呢就
very
变得很冰冷。
low,
那冰冷的手，
and
无
your
论男女
palms
是不怀
becomes
孕
very
不生孩
dry, very
子，而且还容易
cold.
得很多病，
And when you
什
have
么
that, you may
精神
contract
萎
disease
靡不振
easily.
呐，
It may be a
比
type
较严
of
重的
mental
忧郁类疾
problems,
病啊，
or you may have
肾脏
depressions
疾病啊，
easily,
妇科疾
or
病
kidney
啊，
related
啊，
disease,
对，反正能
or
产生很多的疾病。
many
还有的
others
是夜游，
disease.
晚上睡着梦，在
Some
梦
may
中就走
even
路，
sleepwalk.
哎，各种各样的问题，
Different
还有
type
的
of
皮
disease.
肤上溃烂，就严重的什么都有。像那个小宝宝呢，
For
受到惊
babies,
吓之后就明
when
显
they
观
have
察到，
fear, you can
就是
observe
他的
that
大便是绿色
is
的，
that they will have
但是成年人的
green
不太好
colors
观
in their
察，
stools.
或者是说，
For adults, it is not so
你看我
easy
们昨天
to observe
有
that.
个小朋友就告诉我，他之
Yesterday,
前哈遇到
someone
任
told
何
me
事情
that
都会紧张的手发抖，
every time when he
心
encounters
脏受不
some
了。
problems,
别
he
人都
will
觉得
start
很
to
正常，
shake
是
or
他才受不了。
trembles, even on very
那
slightest
么
issues.
前多少天之前，
And a few days
我忘记
ago,
多少天之前了，有一次我给大家做这个安魂
when
这
I
个
did
法术
this
之后，
this
哎，他就
dharmic
好多了。
act,
他说：“哎，
he
遇到同样的
becomes
事情
better.
我不慌了，我的手
He
也
said
不
that,
抖
oh, I no
啊
longer
就持
trembles
续，因为他20多岁嘛，
because he is
持续十几
about
年都是这个
7,
样子。
is about 20
现在
over
就好
years
了。
old, and he said that this thing had
所以很
occurred
多人有过这
for
样的
10 over
问题。
years. Actually, this
那
is
你
quite
觉得自
a
己有这
common
种问
problems
题，
for
举手
some.
给我看看。
If you feel that you have these conditions,
有
please
这
raise your
刚刚师父讲
hands.
这些问题的，你举手挥挥，啊，让师傅看得到，师傅挺多的呢。
Actually, there are quite many people. Actually, not only me, the Buddha and Bodhisattva are also watching you. Good. Let me try. The last time when I do it, I did it for a group of people. Actually, for it to be more effective, it's one-to-one. It is not easy to do it in a group. But I think I've tried that before and it was effective. So let me try to do it again, to bring the body and soul back in one again. For you, you may not feel anything. Do not try to expect those type of feelings like electrocuted. No, it's not. But I'm sure the results will be good. Let me help you now. Think of your own name. I'm not saying rubbish. I'm telling you that think of your own name, because when the souls are being brought back, they need to know you. They need to know which body to go back to. May Buddha, Bodhisattva, please help me bring their soul and spirit back to the body. Stay, stay, stay. Let me do it one more time. May Buddha and Bodhisattva please let the spirits be back to the body. Relax and at ease. Stand and stay. Good. Put your palms together. Chant Namo Prince Sikamoni Buddha, please help me. Right, it's done. So sometimes some souls are being, because of fright or spooked, they are lost. And what happens to the body? Well, there are certain conditions. You can observe that the eyes has no radiance, there's no and it's a little bit muddled. And when that happens, their mind is not clear. They are always in pain. They are always trying to resist. There are a lot of resistance with their parents or with the teachers. After we receive the blessings from Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, immediately you can observe that their eyes has certain brightness. You will know that your family members have such a problems. You look at one another. If their eyes lit up, they have received Buddha's blessing. It is very strange. When the soul is being brought back and set into your body again, your eyes will lit up once again. Can you see the eyes lit up? Do you see it? Look at one another. Look at the eyes. The family members. Do you see that their eyes bright up? If you have, please raise your hand. Show Master. There are many people, Master, who benefited very well. So I just want to share what I learned, the dharmic power that I've gained, and I will share and I will transmit to people at appropriate time. That's my simple aspirations. There are actually some dharmic power that may be difficult for me to do it here because of limited time. I do not want to do something that looks like it's very magical. No, but my objective is to make sure that people that are here, you will benefit from it. For some who are here, later who have some pain in the legs, or you need to bring a handheld stick. After my blessings earlier, you may be able to walk better. And I hope that you will definitely benefit from today's blessing. If you want to benefit more, I would like to encourage you to come to practice. There are some very basic methods. One is energy bakwa, and that is to walk around the tree. It is very effective. Actually, for people who are here first time, you may not understand me. Actually, hi. Do you find that you walk more relaxed now? Good. Compared because of the blessing earlier? Actually, Master, he couldn't come today, but he came anyway. Do you find that your legs is more relaxed now? Yes, I can feel it. I can walk better. Do you find that, do you want to take a walk? You'll find that your pace will be more relaxed. Yeah. Lift the umbrella. Walk without the umbrella. Touching the floor. Walk backwards. Walk faster. Gain in speed. Do you find that your condition has improved? Yes, indeed. Yes. Thank you, Masters. From now on, you do not need to take the umbrella. Yes, thank you, Master. What about the one behind? Take a walk. Now have a walk. You will feel relaxed. Oh, she don't need the walking stick. Look at her. She can walk well. You don't have to walk at a faster pace. Just at this speed is good enough. Very well. Buddha Bodhisattvas are protecting you and blessing you. Masters, there's another practitioner here. Master, I improved. What was your conditions?
你那个麦克风离嘴近一点。
来，麦克风给他近的，来，麦克给他近。说早上来的时候走路是这样。
In the morning, when I came, I walked with a very slanted body, and now I can walk well.
来，
行过去，来走走看哈，给师傅看看。哇
Show Master how good you can walk now.
太好了。
啊，感恩师傅，感恩师傅。
Thank you, Master.
啊，欢喜不？真欢喜哈，很开心。
Very happy, Master.
要欢喜。
I'm very happy.
很开心，
很欢喜。
很开心。好，来给这位师兄送个礼物来。
I have a present for you.
在那边给也行。来，
感谢师父。
Thank you, Master.
来给这个。把这个拿下去。好。好。今天我要做的这
So
个
today,
这些法。
this dharmic power that I showed actually, even for you who have learned Buddhism in Taiwan, you may find that what is this dharmic power? Is it so strange? No, it is actually through my own meditation practice I learned from Buddha. Actually, the base of this dharmic power is compassion and meditations. When your heart can be pure and you can be very compassionate, and if you can be one with all, you will be able to do that. If you can observe the whole world to become blue, can you do that? Can you visualize the world as blue? You may not be able to do it immediately, but as you go delve deeper into meditations, you will be able to visualize what's in your mind to reality. And when you can do that, it will be effective. If you want to be even better, after the class, go to our centers. Try to seek more information. But regardless of how secretive the method is, you need at least a daily cultivation of an hour. Practice energy bagua for 1 hour, or you practice frustrations for an hour. Then you will be able to develop the dharmic power. Majority of the people present are benefited from Bodhi meditations. From the beginning, you may not believe in it until eventually you gained the benefits and came up to provide testimonial. I will not display something that's fake or cheat, especially when I am a Buddhist, I am a Buddha disciple. It is just that what I'm using, the dharmic power that I apply, is not something that you see in the common scenes. Actually, in Taiwan, there are many sages already. There are many great cultivators. It's just that they do not present to the public. They hide in their good in it. So this is what I would show you today. I wishing all of you auspiciousness. I wishing all of you health and longevity. I wishing everyone in your families gain happiness, you gain greater wealth, and also be safe wherever you travel. Thank you all. Thank you, Master.
大慈大悲的佛陀，天地间最尊贵的觉者，我以至真至纯之心，感恩您的降临。是你的呵护，让我走出荆棘。是你的妙法，让我身心安康。是你的博爱，让我海纳百川。是 你的大愿，让我永世追随。我愿千万次轮回，拜倒在您脚下，寒寒久与您重逢，承接您的法藏。我愿千万次轮回，将您的慈悲播撒，领弱者品尝甘露，让一切众生自在吉祥。是你的目光让我看透真相，是你的庄严让我勇于承担，是你为德让我告别懦弱，是你的教化让我得以觉醒。我愿千万次轮回，拜倒在您脚下，寒恒久与您重逢，承接您的法藏。我愿千万次轮回，将您的慈悲播撒，领弱者品尝甘露，让一切众生自在吉祥。是你的感召让我迷途知返，是你的智慧让我鱼丸顿开，是你的光芒让我点燃心灯，是你的慈悲护佑天下太平。我愿千万次轮回，拜倒在您脚下，寒恒久与您重逢，承接您的法藏。我愿千万次轮回，将您的慈悲播撒。 者，品尝甘露，让一切众生自在吉祥。